So first and foremost, Ro, just thank you so much for sitting down and talking with Music Choice today.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you. So
Yes,
I want to dive right into Mantic.
sure.
What life experiences sparked the inspiration for Mantic?
A lot of life experiences. For one, a bad breakup. For two, just evolution in life. I feel like I had put out my first album, done a lot of touring, a lot of experiences, meeting new people, traveling, all of my life experiences from touring, breakups to just traveling and seeing new things.
And what have you learned about making great music since El Dorado?
Wow, on El Dorado was representing my first. Like it was my first album. It was my baby. It was my intro to everybody, just letting them know that I'm here. Have great ideas. I'm an artist and sharing my perspective. But like I said, it really represented my journey in the sense that it's a car. It's the El Dorado, the city of gold, chasing your dreams. And about great music, what I learned is that great music lasts forever. From El Dorado, that was always my goal to release and to create classic music that could stand the test of time for today, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that it inspires some young kid that's coming out or anything. Like, I just wanted to be able to put out great music, like you said, that because it lasts forever.
And have you learned anything new about yourself in the process of making this album? Or have you discovered any secrets about love or life while creating this album as well?
Wow, I've learned a lot about myself. Like I said, it was introspective, and my first single that I put out off of this project is called Last Time. And when you listen to it, you think that I'm like homie bashing, like telling the girl like, you know, he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. But really, it's about me looking in the mirror, something that I learned from my last relationship, and looking at myself in the mirror and saying, hey, tell me when's the last time you told her that you loved her and you're happy that you made her your lady. Because sometimes we're so absorbed in ourselves and what we're trying to accomplish that when we have a partner or somebody that really is holding us down and loves us, we forget that they're there because we're so absorbed. And I had to learn in this process how to balance out my agenda. And if I'm going to love, balance that out and make sure that I'm giving that attention. And if I'm in my career, giving it 100%. And I found that it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to give 200% to two things that you love, because if you really love it, you give it all. You know what I mean? And my music, I mean, that's exactly where I am. I have to give it everything that I got because every day counts. It's so deep. It's multi-layered with this Mantic thing. But yeah.
Which I love because you have a whole theme and all these layers to it.
Really romantic. You know what I mean? And I felt like in order to be romantic with somebody, well, for me, I had to take the ro out of mantic and I broke the word down. And that's how I came with all the, seeking of the knowledge of the future. And all of that is really just breaking it down and figuring out what does it mean to be romantic. And just creatively, it worked out that I could take the ro out of the mantic and really break it down. But it allowed me to tell a different type of story with the music and something that's just not so surface, but it's deeper than, it makes you dig a little bit.
Is it also multi-layered in the sense that your name is Ro, so you kind of took your name and yourself
Yeah,
out of it for a little bit to like step back and take
exactly.
a look?
There you go. Yeah, precisely.
Cool, I love it. Yeah, I love all the little layers and all the digging I kind of did while listening through the album. So I do want to delve deeper into Last Time. I
Sure.
really liked this track. I'm wondering, it does give me that classic old school feel that you were talking about earlier. Who's the high-pitched voice we hear throughout the song in the background?
So the high pitched voice is Usher. It's, to be honest with you, I think it's Usher, but it might be Robin Thicke. But I think it's Usher. And it's basically we just pitched it up. And I worked with Sounds, who I did also with Permission, and Verse Simmons. When I walked into the studio, they were playing the track, and I was like, this is amazing. This is crazy because they had the knock, but it still had that classic Confessions Usher. If you're an R&B head, you definitely know that Confessions was like the number one album. You know what I mean? Forever, still to today, it's a classic album. So that, like I said, that's my agenda, to make classic music that allows me to be in the conversation or be respected for years to come, versus just being a short, quick, gimmicky artist. I want something that lasts. And I'll say that Usher, he did that for R&B. So just putting that on the track, it was just like, thank you, my man. you know?
For sure, for sure. And do you have a favorite collaboration on this album? And can you talk to me about working with so many amazing artists? Like, I know Miguel makes a
Yeah,
feature on the album, Brandy makes a feature on the album.
yeah.
Again, you're working with Usher and all of these people behind the scenes. So, how did that all come about? How did this all come together?
Oh wow. To be honest with you, so the next song that I'm releasing is called Too Much. It's with my brother Miguel. I've known Miguel for about 10, 12 years now. And just watching his journey and his evolution, that's been my boy and my brother. And it's amazing to watch his level up. And it's perfect that we're finally getting to do music because we haven't done anything yet. This is our first song that we've officially put out. He is one of the people that I respect in this music industry just because of his individuality. Then I have Brandy, who's amazing vocally. Um, I mean, she's been around forever. She has longevity in the music industry, and I really respect her vocals and just her career from film and TV into music and just, you know, the song is called Plan B, and it's one of my favorite songs because it's a double entendre too. Because everybody knows what a Plan B is, but then on the other side of it, it's like when you're in these relationships, and sometimes when you really come to the point where you realize that it's not really going the way that it's supposed to, and you have to have that honest conversation with the person that you're in love with and with yourself and say, listen, I'm not trying to hurt you, and I don't want to be hurt either. And sometimes it's best to let go so that we don't hurt each other, but let's at least be friends. Let's make sure that we have camaraderie and the good energy because you never know. It could be plan B. Life may bring us back to each other, but it's just about what we put into it off top, just that communication back and forth. So when Brandy heard the song, it just was like, I was like, yo, what could you do on this? And then she said that she would do some ghost vocals and backgrounds, and it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
And talking about Brandy as well and all the layers of the album, her vocals were like a whole choir, so
Crazy,
many layers.
crazy.
So, did you record those vocals together or separately? And how did you end up collaborating with Brandy on the track?
So I had already had the song. So basically, my boy DJ Camper produced the track, and I worked with him on my El Dorado album as well. I love DJ Camper. He's amazing. He's in my top five producers. I just always we would keep in contact, and I'm like, yo, bro, send me something. Just send me music, you know. And he would just send me tracks. And then there was this particular track that I had for months, and I just would play it. It was just a vibe to me, and I couldn't decide what I really wanted to say. And because it felt so good, like you got to say the right thing, you know. So I finally wrote this song with my boys Cash and my boy Major Maja. Fast forward, DJ Camper had been working on Brandy's album, and I had been to a couple of sessions and just listening and giving input, but just really listening because it's amazing. The body of work is amazing. And so we kept in contact, and one day I hit her. And she invited me to a session in LA, and I played her the song, and she was like, let's do it. You know, she got on it, and the rest is history.
And for fans listening to this whole experience, I'll call it, from front to back, what are you
Yeah.
hoping that they feel or experience when listening to the whole album?
Wow, you get a chance to tap into my mind and really dig into what the concept of romantic and mantic is because it ties both worlds together from the beginning to the end. The intro is like this rock and roll, eerie, dark, but just mysterious feel. All the way to the end, it's just the same thing. The eerie, mysterious, vocal, haunting. But when you look at the cover, it's the same thing. It's like this place for me. I was kind of bound. I was kind of stuck in a place of wanting to get out of a box that people have put me in and wanting to elevate and be more of an alternative R&B artist versus just completely soul. So I was just in this balance of things. And so when you look at the cover, it's like the dark because, you know, it's mental health month and pertaining to mantic and manic. To me, it went together. Manic depression. I was going through all types of things in my mind, overthinking, being stuck. And so when you look at the cover, I'm like this. It's almost like a straitjacket, and it's white, which signifies, you know, change. The darkness is darkness, dark and light. And then the jacket is made out of bra straps because like I said, I was bound by this previous relationship, and so it signifies women. You know, I like to think outside the box with creative and whatnot, and so just putting all the details together, it was what was really important for me.
What are your plans for the future once we get out of quarantine finally, whenever that day is going to come?
The world. I'm going for the world. Like, I really plan on doing a lot of traveling this year and really expanding my international exposure and just really expanding and going over there and meeting new people. Of course, we have a travel ban now, and I can't do that. So really, I'm just excited about gearing up for next year or when we can perform again. And that's what I'm doing. I'm seeding. I'm doing so many different things. I'm writing a book right now, working on clothes, working on a cooking show. I mean, I'm doing so many different things. I'm acting. I'm writing scripts. I'm really into cars, so I'm working on my car. Like, just keeping myself really active, but allowing people to just see who Ro really is outside of the Mantic, and now getting to tap into Ro's Mantic and what I'm about and what I'm seeking and sharing and allowing people to tap into my world a little bit more. So, yeah.
And hopefully, all of these different things that you're doing is going to be good inspiration for the next album to come, hopefully.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I've been releasing just singles just because I haven't put out music in 4 years. Well, I put out a project maybe 2 years ago, but like a full body of work in 4 years. And so I wanted to get people reacclimated with who I am and what I sound like, what my vibe is. Music is so oversaturated, so many songs and so many artists. And my objective is really to just separate myself completely and build my own world over here. So, that's what we've been doing, from Selfish to Touchy Feely to Last Time to now Plan B, Too Much coming up. And you know what I mean? Just really allowing people to tap into my world and follow me. So thank everybody for the support, and make sure you guys go out there and get that Mantic. Like what you just watched? Then download the Music Choice app for more.